Hello, everyone, and welcome to Right Down Main Street. I'm your host, Bryce Waters. Thank y'all for joining me today. This is a Disney World podcast dedicated to bringing a little Disney magic to your daily routine. And starting off, I just wanted to say I've seen a lot of feedback from what people are thinking about the parks and what they're doing to keep everything sanitized and safe. And I know I mentioned it in the last episode, but everything seems to be open at Disney now. The resorts, all 4 parks. I don't think the water parks are open yet. And let me just throw this out there before you guys, if you still don't know me, I have not been to a Disney water park just because I've heard they're great, but I'm not much of a water park person. And when I go to Disney, I don't want to go to the water park. If that's your thing, let it be your thing. That's totally fine. It's just not my thing. So moving on. Yes. I've seen a lot of things, and it seems like Disney is doing a very good job. There are some videos that I saw pictures where I got a little questionable, but then someone kind of took a side picture and it didn't look like people were 6 feet apart. And then the side pictures showed they were definitely 6 feet apart. So it's just all about perspective, I guess. But everything I've seen seems like it's a pretty good place if you want to get out and go on vacation during this pandemic. It seems like they're doing a really good job of keeping everything clean. If you don't, which I can't go there right now. But if you don't, that's totally fine. I understand why you would want to stay home and just wait for all this to blow over. That's me. I like to play things safe, but if you want a vacation, say, you know what, we're gonna go to Disney. They seem like they're doing it right. Not sponsored, by the way. I don't know why I threw that in there. Okay. Today's episode, it's pretty short and sweet. Hopefully, I always say that. Every time I say that, it runs longer than my normal episodes. And also for those of you watching through YouTube, you can tell my cheeks are a little rosy. It's because my AC is a little messed up, so it's really hot. So I'm starting to sweat. But I digress. I want to get into this. Just to, if there's people out there that have never been to Disney World or want to change up things or have the same routine and just kind of think about it with me, that's fine. But on episode 8, I would like to go through my usual Disney trip routine as far as, what days I go to what parks, what days I do stuff, basically, and what I'm doing. I'm not going to get crazy specific because if I do, it will take a long time. And I just want to say, before every trip, I don't sit down with a pen and pencil and write down where we're going to be at what time and all that. That's not what I mean here. What I mean is, what rides do I make fast passes for usually? Sometimes they do defer. But what rides I make fast passes for, what rides I plan on going on, or where I would like to be eating lunch, even though I make my reservation. What is it? I forgot the number of days. I make a reservation for a restaurant that I don't even know where I'm going to be or what I'm going to be doing, but I make it anyway because you have to, or else they'll be gone. But yeah, so I'm going to go through my Disney regular, normal Disney and trip routine, and then I thought it'd be fun for me to kind of go through at the end of this and kind of just quickly visualize my perfect Disney vacation. And I'm not trying to make this all about me. Obviously, I love my viewers, I love my listeners, I love my friends. So please, in the comments or wherever you'd like to let me know, I would love to hear your either trip routine, summarized. Obviously, you don't want to type all that in the comments, but your trip routine or something you would like to do on your perfect trip to Walt Disney World. What would your perfect trip look like? Would it be anything like mine? I feel like a lot of people go by my list of my Disney trip routine. I hope not, because I want to be the black sheep. But if so, that's perfectly fine. You and I think on the same brain wavelength. I had so many issues getting that out. Anyway, moving on. I promise I'm okay. I'm hyped up on caffeine. I just had a cup of coffee. Well, I didn't just have a cup of coffee. I made the mistake of having a cup of coffee at 11 p.m. Because I can't go anywhere right now, so I'm kind of stuck in my apartment. So my sleep schedule is all over the place. I know it's irresponsible, but hey, what, stay up, watch Disney movies, whatever. I'll figure it out. Anyway, let's get on with it before I go off track again. So when I go down to Disney, I live, if I haven't said in past episodes, I live in Georgia. So it is not a quick drive, but it's a decent drive just to get down there. 7 hours. I know a lot of people drive from up north, so that's a lot longer, which I give props to you. I am not a fan of car rides. I mean, I know no one is, but I really don't like them. Unless I've got like a good podcast that I'm playing, which, now that I found a bunch of Disney podcasts, that might be a different story, but we usually drive. Last trip, we were actually planning on flying. A little different. Allie wanted to surprise me since I was paying for the trip, which, like I've said in many episodes, and I'm still upset about, we didn't get to go. But yeah, we were going to fly. I think flight is an attraction on its own because you never know what you're gonna get. And it's like a 45-minute flight, I believe it was supposed to be. 45 minutes to an hour. I mean, it's a hop and a skip over there. Anyway, down there, I should say. Yeah, so we usually drive down there, check in at the hotel now through my Disney Experience app. And once we get to the hotel, usually the hotel is Polynesian, just because, as you may have heard in one of my previous episodes, that's my favorite resort. Or Allie and I went to Riverside, so we check into the hotel. Hang out our first day when we get there. Since we drive, we usually get there around 3, depending on how early we leave. Around 3, maybe 4, sometimes even earlier. But for the rest of the day, we just kind of hang out at the hotel, maybe eat at the resort. Sorry. We stay at the resort, just kind of hang out, get some food, or sometimes I do have a reservation for some place to eat at Disney Springs. So that's why we get there a little earlier. That way we have some of the day just to kind of relax and hang out by the pool, or go down to Disney Springs and do some shopping and get some good food and drinks. But first day isn't, I don't even know if that's the first day. That's just the arrival day. We'll call it that. The arrival day. So yeah, that's the arrival day for me. First official day. You gotta start, in my head, I have to start off with Magic Kingdom. I mean, to me, there was one time we went and we started off at Epcot as the first park, and it just didn't feel right. It felt off. Epcot is no, it's not my favorite park. Magic Kingdom's still top for me. Epcot is literally right underneath. I love Epcot to death, but it just felt weird going straight to Epcot. I know I was talking to somebody online. They said they prefer to go to Epcot first, which, more power to them. But I just get that full sense of I'm at Walt Disney World at Magic Kingdom, especially when you walk through. This is not going to be a plug because you're listening to my episode. When you walk through that tunnel and you come out and you walk right down Main Street and see the castle, it's just the feeling that you have arrived. So that's kind of that's where I go on my first day. Now, as far as fast passes, I usually make my fast passes for Splash Mountain, Space Mountain, pretty much all the mountains. I know they have a tier system now, which I don't have written down the tier system, so I can't tell you out of the tier system which ones I pick. but from past experience, the ones I usually make it for are Splash, Space Mountain, Big Thunder sometimes, Peter Pan, and the Mine Train. The Mine Train always has a long line, and Peter Pan. So those are the ones I usually make them for. We usually eat lunch at Magic Kingdom. We've eaten at Be Our Guest. I really enjoyed it. Love the gray stuff. It's delicious. Don't believe me? Just ask the dishes. That's how it goes, right? Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember. We've eaten there once. I enjoyed it. It's just, it's not my go-to. Our go-to that we usually go to is the Liberty Tree Tavern. I love the Liberty Tree Tavern. Their lobster roll was really good. That's really what I've gotten there recently. I know they got some other great dishes. My grandparents really love that restaurant. They also really like Tony's. We go to Tony's a lot. I enjoy Tony's. I'm a huge pasta person from my last episode, and you heard. Love pasta. It's my favorite food. So Tony's definitely does it for me, might I say. We ate at Crystal Palace last time we were down there. Crystal Palace was good for a buffet. I enjoyed it. It's kind of fun seeing all the characters. But yeah, our go-to is the Liberty Tree Tavern. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having trouble talking today, and it sucks because it's a podcast. That's all I do. And so yeah, Liberty Tree Tavern or Tony's are the two restaurants that I usually go to when I go to Magic Kingdom. I also want to throw this in there. Quick service, I actually go to the Columbia Harbor House. I love that quick service spot. It is so good. Their fish and chips, their chicken fingers, I don't know. It's basic park food, but I honestly think it's pretty good. And I know a lot of other people have said it's really good. So, moving on. Then the rest of the day kind of consists of, filling out our fast passes and doing those rides, as well as just kind of walking around the park and finding rides with either low wait times or rides that we just want to do. We'll find every now and then you just get lucky if you're just walking around the park and Winnie the Pooh's like a 15-minute wait, or Space Mountain, you get really lucky and do the 15-minute wait there. And I'm just using 15 as a number because Space Mountain is never 15 minutes. I just want to throw this in there, another ride that I have to do every time I go to Magic Kingdom is the People Mover, because that is one of my favorite rides on property. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it just as much as Splash Mountain. It's up there for one of my favorite rides, which I really hope back on episode 2 when I did the top 10 favorite rides with Allie, really hope I threw that in there, because I'm gonna look back and see if I did, because if I didn't, I'm gonna really kick myself. I love the People Mover, taking you through all the scenery, it takes you through Space Mountain and Buzz Lightyear and all that. I love it. It's so relaxing, low key. There's never a wait. When there is a wait, it goes by really fast just because it's a consistently moving ride and it's not too complicated. But yeah, that is something, if there's anything that I have to do every time I go to Magic Kingdom, it's the People Mover. So after the day kind of winds down, hopefully it's extra magic hours. I try not to plan what days I go to the parks based on the extra magic hours, but sometimes that does come into effect. So when you're planning your trip, make sure you take a look at the extra magic hours. See, if you want to spend half a day at a park and then half a day at the one with the extra magic hours, so on and so forth. But yeah, after the day kind of winds down, take a bus or the monorail, depending on where we stay, back to the hotel, just kind of hang out. Maybe get some food at Captain Cook's or a Dole Whip, depending on how late it is, or a back scratcher from the bar at the Polynesian. And after that, there's not really much to my first day. I just really enjoy my time at Magic Kingdom. And on my way out of the park, I also stop and go into the sweet shop or go through the Emporium and look at some of the merch. I also do that during the day, but I'm not a huge shopper when it comes to Disney. I need to do more of that. That is something I've always told myself I need to shop more at Disney, because every time I come home I regret not buying as many things as I wish I did. Anyway, come back to the hotel, hanging out, have some food, maybe drink, whatever. All right, day 2 is Epcot. For Epcot, my usual fast passes are for Soarin', Mission Space, Spaceship Earth. I never really get one for Test Track just because I like Test Track a lot, but it's not really a ride that I feel like I have to do when I go to Epcot. I like a lot of the slower rides at Epcot just because they're so peaceful, informative, and just in my I'm not saying Test Track is bad in any way. I love Test Track, but I just think the other rides are a little better. I would rather ride Spaceship Earth than Test Track. And so yeah, that's what I make my fast passes for when I go to Epcot. And I know a lot of people make their fast passes for the Frozen ride, and I might do that next time because I have to ride that ride just to, say if I like it or not. I'm not going to get into that. I've already explained that in my past episode, the last one. But yeah, I'll try to make a fast pass for Frozen if I'm really feeling it. If not, I'll probably just wait in line finally next time I go. Anyway, that's what I make my fast passes for. My usual meal is at the Rose and Crown. I love that restaurant a lot. It's at my favorite pavilion, my favorite restaurant. Makes sense. Rose and Crown is just nice. You got the fish and chips, bangers and mash. Got all that pub food from the UK. Got some great beer. Can sit out on the lagoon and kind of overlook all the countries across from it. It's just a really nice restaurant. So that's my go-to. Every now and then we eat at Le Cellier, which is a nice restaurant. Filet is really good. But that's, the Rose and Crown is usually kind of a no-brainer for us. I would like to try more though. Something that I must do at Epcot every single time I go to the park is Figment, just because my Aunt Dot, who passed away a good couple years ago now, her favorite Disney character was Figment. I thought it was so funny. She had a nightgown with Figment on it. She loved Figment to death. Every time we came to the parks, we had to ride that. So now every time I go to the park with my grandparents or just Allie and I, or my parents, we have to ride Figment. That's a guaranteed thing that we have to do, as well as Living with the Land, just because I love that ride. It's one of my favorites. I love going through all the greenery and just learning what science is taking place as far as food production and all of that. I just think it's really cool. It's really cool. It's a really, again, peaceful and relaxing ride, and you learn a lot. It's really informative. So I love that ride. I have to do it every time. And especially in Epcot, obviously doesn't have as many rides as Magic Kingdom, so you're not going to have a lot after your fast passes, a lot of rides to do. Epcot's more of a walk around and enjoy the experience kind of park, rather than let's go to this ride, then this ride, then this ride, then this ride. So I like to just enjoy Epcot. As the day progresses, I usually schedule my fast passes early in the morning. Forgot to say that towards the beginning, just so I can knock them out, and that way we have the rest of the day just to kind of hang out and not worry about having to be somewhere at some certain time. Sometimes there's not really a way to get around that because the only available time is at like 3 p.m. But usually I try to schedule them not early in the morning, but earlier in the morning. Especially at Epcot, that way we have the rest of the day to walk around the park, enjoy the World Showcase, and just drink around the world, if you're of age, obviously, or eat around the world if that's your thing too. It's a tradition. Gotta always go to Germany, always get a pretzel. That's what you have to do. And shop, obviously shop. I always go into Mouse Gears, which I believe is closing. Unfortunately, I think it closed already, if I'm not mistaken. Should have looked that up before this. Mouse Gears was a great store. It had so much stuff. It was huge. It just wrapped around this entire building. It was my grandmother's favorite shop on property. They never go to Disney Springs. I don't even think they've been to Disney Springs since it's been Disney Springs. So they haven't been to the World of Disney in Disney Springs, which I think she would love. I'm trying to get her there. But yeah, Mouse Gears is her favorite store. So I go in there with or without her. If I'm not with her on that trip, I go to Mouse Gears for her. And I always get her, a little souvenir. And then after that, that's another full day park, just like Magic Kingdom the first day. So after that, I would just come home, or not come home, but it is home. I'm going to say home. You would come home to the resort and just kind of hang out. And, I like to hang out at the resorts. A lot of, I know a lot of people can agree with me on this, where the resorts are kind of an attraction within themselves. You don't even have to, honestly, if you came down to Disney and didn't even go to the parks, if you're in a good resort, you're going to be perfectly fine staying there for 4 days, 3 days, your entire trip. The resorts are on another level. All right, now on to day 3, which is the studios, the Hollywood Studios. My usual fast passes are for the Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, and Star Tours. But I know for a fact these will change. Oh, and also I want to throw in Toy Story Mania. That's a good fast pass too. I know those are going to change because I haven't been there, as I said, since they've opened Galaxy's Edge. So I will be now getting a fast pass, which I had one. I've had one for the Millennium Falcon. I've heard it said a couple different ways. The Millennium Falcon. Either way, I had a fast pass for Smuggler's Run, and I didn't get to go. So, ruined, right? Yeah. So, I had a fast pass for that. That's definitely a ride that I would say is worth getting a fast pass for. Even though I haven't ridden it, it looks like so much fun. I'm very excited to go back down there and ride it for the first time, as well as Mickey and Minnie's Railway Runaway. It's hard for me to get that out sometimes. Mickey and Minnie's Railway Runaway, or is it Runaway Railway? Now I'm just confusing myself. That ride looks so cool. I love the shorts. A lot of people don't like the shorts. I guess I can understand why. It's really different. The art style's weird. They make Goofy look like a hobo, but I think they're funny. They have like this new age kind of humor to it that, yes, the characters act a little different and a little out of character from their usual characters, but I don't know. If you start to binge it on Disney Plus, you kind of get into it, and they have some funny little jokes in there. That's just me. My grandparents aren't the biggest fan of it. My grandpa thought some of it was pretty funny. So, to each his own, right? Everyone's got an opinion. Where was I? Oh, gosh. See what I'm talking about? When I drink coffee, when I get hyped up on caffeine, I go off on a one-track mind. Yeah, so those are the usual fast passes. And like I said, I know they're subject to change because those 2 rides I just mentioned, Smuggler's Run and Railway Runaway, look super awesome. I can't wait to ride them. Those are going to be my fast passes. And I know they just changed the tiers of the fast passes for the studios. So I'm going to have to look at that again to see what you can get, because you get 3 fast passes a day. What fast passes you can get after selecting certain ones. So anyway, moving on. My usual meal at the studios is at Mama Melrose. I've eaten at the Brown Derby. I really like the Brown Derby. I haven't eaten at a lot of different restaurants at the studios. I have eaten at the drive-in, Sci-Fi drive-in. I thought that was pretty good. It's a cool experience. For me, that's more of an experience restaurant rather than the food's okay. But I didn't think the food was all that great. It was okay, but the experience was cool. And also, oh gosh, I should have written this down. Primetime Diner, right? Primetime Diner. We ate there, and I really enjoyed their food. I thought their food was actually really good. But as I keep saying, Mama Moro's is Italian, and what I really like about it, the food's great. The food is great, but what I really like about it is it's by Muppet Vision 3D, and I love that little square area outside of the Muppets Vision. So I I enjoy just checking in and waiting for our reservation, then going into the Muppets gift shop and just kind of looking around, as well as going to the square, to the fountain, and checking that out as well. So that's my favorite place to eat at the studios, and that's where that's where I usually eat at the studios. And then I just kind of shop around throughout the day, ride all the rides, obviously, but as the day goes on, I just kind of shop. To me, I love the studios. As I believe said in a past episode, I think the studios are changing a little bit for me, and okay, and by that I just mean I like to see more movies in the parks. I do, and I know that's kind of what Disney is all about. I understand that. But I feel like the studios is kind of losing what it started out to be, where it's celebrating Hollywood and the golden age of movies and all of that. I feel like it's losing that specialness to it, and it's becoming more of a park just based on movies rather than about the movies, if that makes sense. It's not celebrating the movies as much as just showing the movies in the parks. I could be kind of confusing, and that could just be me, and I'm not getting my point across, but that's how I feel. So for that reason, right now, lately, the studios has been kind of a little bit more than a half-day park for me. I feel like some of you just went, yeah, that's kind of what it is. I know Galaxy's Edge will probably change that, because I really enjoy Star Wars. I know that kind of just counters everything I just said, but I really enjoy Star Wars, so I am excited to check out Galaxy's Edge, and it seems like there's a lot to do there, so that could take up a good portion of the day, especially going to Savi's workshop and making my own lightsaber, because that is going to be the first thing I do before I even ride the rides. Yeah, and Toy Story Land's cool. I really enjoyed it. I think the theming is great. It's just other than Toy Story Mania and Slinky Dog Dash, I'm not really planning on going out of my way for the little alien swirlers. They do have a new restaurant coming there that looks pretty good, the barbecue place. That sounds pretty good, so I might check that out next time. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the studios right now. But like I said, this is before I've been to Galaxy's Edge, so that could change everything. I usually spend 4 days at Disney, so this will be my last day, and I want to throw in on day 3 at the studios, since it has been lately of a half day, a little bit more than a half day park. Usually I'll come back to the hotel or resort, come back to the resort, kind of hang out for a little bit, then maybe if there's extra magic hours somewhere, or the parks are just open a little later, maybe in the summer, I'll head over to Epcot or Magic Kingdom or just another park. Usually Magic Kingdom's the one to go to, because sometimes you can go over there and maybe get a quick fast pass for a ride. So it's kind of hard to do Epcot in half a day, and I guess it wouldn't be bad just to go for the World Showcase. I don't know why I haven't thought of that. Anyway, usually I go to Magic Kingdom and finish off the day there. So my 4th and final day is Animal Kingdom, and up until recently, Animal Kingdom has also been kind of a half-day park for me, and I know a lot of you, again, just went, yeah, I can't explain that one. I really can't, and it's not me dissing either one of those parks. I love both of them for their own reasons, but Animal Kingdom, it's so big, and honestly, on my last day, as much as I love Animal Kingdom, on my last day I just kind of want to be in Magic Kingdom until the park closes, and that's a me thing, yeah, but I'm gonna move on. Usual fast pass for Animal Kingdom is Everest, Dinosaur because Allie loves dinosaurs, and Flight of Passage. Kilimanjaro Safari is up there because I love that experience of seeing the animals and it just looking like they're kind of in their own habitat and not cooped up in a zoo cage or something like that. I give 110% props to Animal Kingdom and what they do for the animals. I love it. And I've been telling Allie, I've been wanting to spend more time there because it's such an elaborate park and it's so big. There's lots to explore. It's just something I need to do. I need to find my appreciation because I appreciate the park so much, but I need to stay there for a full day and really soak all of it in again. But yes, moving on. There's a lot of restaurants in this park, a lot of quick service restaurants in this park. I only go to one because if I go there, I have to go to this. There's no stopping me. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I have to go to the Flame Tree Barbecue because their barbecue is so good. They have the barbecue mac and cheese, the barbecue cheese fries. I mean, come on. Allie gets the barbecue cheese fries. I get the barbecue mac and cheese, and we split it. It's so good. It's so good. How good is it? It's really good. That's really all I can say about that. I'm not descriptive on food. I'm not, the barbecue is cooked to perfection and split apart so well, and it's so moist. Even though it is, that was just off the top of my head. I'm pretty good at that, actually. It's just so, there's no other way to say it. It's just so good. So good. I love cheese fries. Put a little barbecue on that on cheese fries with some barbecue sauce too. I mean, it can't get better than that. I love mac and cheese. Throw some barbecue in there with some barbecue sauce. Mix it up. Come on, man. Come on. Anyway, what I like to do now throughout my stay at Animal Kingdom is just kind of watch the animals. I love going to the monkey station and watching the monkeys swing around on their ropes and climb on stuff. I really enjoy exploring the land of Avatar. It's just so beautiful, and I want to say Avatar, the land of Avatar in Animal Kingdom is just so well done, and I couldn't think of a better property to put in Animal Kingdom. As of right now in my head, I can't think of any better property to put in Animal Kingdom than Avatar. And I believe I said this in the past. I need to stop saying that. I haven't seen Avatar up until recently. And I keep hitting the desk and the phone's moving. I haven't seen Avatar up until recently. And I kind of had this negative notion about it in my mind because a lot of people said, oh, it's overhyped. Don't get your hopes up. It's just an average movie. Yeah, the story can be quite predictable, but that's okay. As much as the story is a little predictable, it's still a great story, and the effects are amazing, and the world, it's not just the effects, it's just the world they build with these this race of, it's just this world they build with these species. It's amazing. The vegetation, it's every little detail of it's just every little detail of the vegetation. Like the beginning when he first lands on the planet as an avatar and he touches something and it opens up, or he touches another thing and it just goes down to the ground. It's just, I think that movie does everything really well. It has everything, it has every good thing going for it. I didn't think the story was too predictable. Anyway, that's my review on Avatar, that you needed it. Anyway, I think that was a perfect fit into Animal Kingdom, bringing that in there. It's so wonderful to see that. Where I was trying to go with that is the world they build in the movie is so perfect in Animal Kingdom. It's so beautiful. They did it spot on how they did the floating little islands and everything. It's just beautiful with water all over the place, cool vegetation. Other than that, like I said, it's been lately kind of a half day park, a little more than a half day park for me. So, and it's my last day. I have to finish my trip at Magic Kingdom. I have to see the fireworks show before I go back home. And that's just what I do. I head over to Magic Kingdom. If I have enough time, I'll stop at the resort and again hang out, just kind of catch my breath, grab some water, whatever, grab some food. But yeah, we head to Magic Kingdom for our last day, watch the fireworks, get on as many rides as possible, just kind of go out with a bang at the end of our trip and just enjoy the rest of the night. And there's been times where we've gotten lucky and there's been extra magic hours on the last day that we were there at Magic Kingdom. So that's always cool. But yeah, that is my trip in a nutshell. That's my trip routine. Usually we go for 4 full days. So 4 days, 5 nights, I believe. But now, real quick, I'm going to go through this pretty briefly because we're already at about 30 minutes. I want to go kind of over my perfect trip. So knowing everything you guys just heard from me, let's go through what my perfect trip will look like. And no, I'm not going to go through an entire every single day what I'm going to be doing, what my fast passes are, and that's not going to be it. I'm just going to briefly kind of add what I would change to my routine to make it a perfect trip. Now, starting off, hotel. Where am I going to go? A couple different options. I would love to try the French Quarter, Port Orleans French Quarter, but what I really want to do is either go to Animal Kingdom or the Polynesian. But the Polynesian I don't really want to go to because I just want to, as much as I know that's a perfect resort for me, I want to try something new and get that, for me, if I go and stay at a hotel too many times, too consecutively, then I kind of lose that magic of, as much as I love that hotel, I'll feel like I'll lose that magic of, being opened up to a new place, if that makes sense. I just need to take a break from the Polynesian. So I think I would go to Animal Kingdom Lodge. The theming looks beautiful. I've heard nothing but great things about it. Yes, it is a little bit out of the way, but that's okay. I don't really mind that. It's just a longer drive. Who cares? It looks like a wonderful resort, wonderful food. You can see animals outside your window if you get a Savannah view, or just from the lobby of the hotel. I mean, honestly, for me, it's really got nothing against it. I don't care about the drive. So, at least the drive on the bus. So that's probably where I would stay. I thought about renting DVC points to get a Savannah View room and getting a decent price on it. And of course, I would have to eat at Jiko. Jiko, I have not eaten there. It looks delicious. The filet, I saw that dish with the filet on top of a bed of mac and cheese with some red wine sauce, I believe, drizzled on top. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering right now. It sounds so good, and I've heard nothing but great things about Jiko. So if you guys have eaten there, let me know how it is, and if you've had that specific dish, let me know how that is, because I'm a big mac and cheese guy, if you can't tell. So my perfect trip, aside from the resort, would be a 5 full day stay. 5 days at the parks, except the middle day. We got 2 days, the middle day, and then 2 days. The middle day would be my downtime day, where Allie and I would just kind of hang out at the resort. Caught myself there. Hang out at the resort, or explore some other resorts. Maybe go to Magic Kingdom just to do the monorail loop and check out Contemporary again. Go to the Grand Floridian, and then maybe hike our way over to the Fort Wilderness, or Fort Wilderness, the Wilderness Lodge, and going to the Geyser Grill or something. or just staying at the resort, hanging out at the pool. And then, of course, on my day off, I gotta go to Disney Springs and do some shopping because they got such cool stuff there. I love their art. I have to get some of their art. Explore the world of Disney. Had some really good food and drink, just like I said at the beginning of the episode. But yeah, we just spend a longer time there than we would at my normal trip routine, and just kind of take it easy. Another goal that I would have for my perfect trip is to kind of take it slow, but try to do as much as we can, if that makes sense. I want to try to do everything I can, explore all the shops, take on all of World Showcase, go in every nook and cranny, but I don't want it to feel stress. I don't want there to be a time constraint on anything. Walking around Magic Kingdom, oh, there's a ride, let's go do it. Let's go do this one. It's not going to be running back and forth. It's just going to be kind of walking around, seeing what's available, looking at the wait times of each ride, maybe pulling out the app and looking, and then just saying, oh, this one has only got a 15-minute wait, let's go there. I want to try to do as much as possible without, stressing about it, and just kind of taking it easy. Also, for my perfect trip, I would love, this is just a personal thing for me, so you guys don't have to listen, skip that 15 seconds on Spotify, but I would love to bring my parents, my mom and my stepdad down to the parks, and my grandparents, just to have everyone there, and my girlfriend's mom, because I know she enjoys it as well. Just kind of have everyone down there and staying separately, because we've tried the whole staying in one room thing and it did not work out well at all. The room was a little too small, but I would love, because every time we go down there together, last time I don't believe we stayed in the same place. It worked out really well because we could do our own thing while also spending time and meeting up with my grandparents to just kind of hang out, get some lunch, go to a ride or two, and then go our separate ways and just kind of enjoy each other's time, but not too much to where we take it over. And so I'm not saying I don't want to hang out with them or anything. Obviously, I would spend the whole day with them if possible, but I know that, they can't do it. They don't want to do as much as us, and, we want to go and do some stuff, which they know that, and they just want us to enjoy the park as much as they do. So, but yes, I would love for everyone to be down there, and that way I can spend some time at Disney with my grandparents and my mom and stepdad. Another thing I would like for my dad and my stepmom to come down there, because my stepmom loves food. She's a big cook, and I know she would like some of the culinary offers that they have down there, as well as my dad loves park rides. He likes attractions, and I haven't been with my dad to Disney in a long time, so I would love for him to come down so I can ride Rock and Roller Coaster with him and Tower of Terror and all that. That's my perfect trip. So although it's not many changes, that's just kind of what I would do to change my normal routine to make it my perfect trip. Add an extra day, that extra day in the middle, just kind of hang out, do whatever, and then on top of that, just kind of try to do everything, but don't stress about it, just take it easy, man. But yeah, that's my perfect trip. It's not crazy or anything. It's not really, as I think about it, I wrote it down. As I said it out loud, I realized it's not really much different from my usual routine. Just a little different here and there with an extra day. Anyway, that is it for this segment. And I guess for this episode, there's not really any Disney news to come out as of recently. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, they've just been keeping safe, and that's all I can really ask for at this point right now. It is what it is. It's a pandemic. Can't really do much about it. So, yeah. I think that's all I have for this episode. I don't have anything else written down, so I'll take that as a yes. I would really appreciate if you guys could go follow me on Instagram at WriteDownMainStreet. Go to my website if you could, writedownmainstreet.com. leave me a message in the comments or on Instagram and let me know what your general routine is or what your perfect trip would be to Walt Disney World. I know a lot of ours would be different. That's okay. You're entitled to your perfect trip. So feel free to let me know. I'm interested in what you guys would say and, what some of your favorite things is throughout the park. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all listening again. And I will catch y'all in the next episode. And the next episode, I know I just sounded like I was winding down. The next episode is going to feature Allie again. And she's actually going to get an on-camera presence now. So I'm sure she's excited for that. So that's going to be a fun episode. Another little top 10 for you. Or I think it's a top 10 or top 5. I forget which one. But yeah, that's exciting. I'll have that out next week. And yeah, I'm trying to get these out as soon as I can. Hopefully weekly. I plan on having this out this week, the previous week from the last episode. Thank God. All right. So I appreciate y'all listening. Check me out on Instagram, all that jazz. Thank you. I'll see you real soon.